P3 hill in particular. I know that was a money hill once upon a time, and the spawns kind of messed that up a little bit. So anyway, we are going to hop into this here, as it is, again, the DC Minutemen versus the Philly Fighters, and we are off over to the P1 side, and again, team just trying to vie for positioning here. Again, looking over to the P2 as well for later, but right now, starting out off in mid, and right now DC Minutemen with the opening time.
DC Minutemen with the opening time, but Philly is doing their best to keep it mixed. You see number 8 there, just creep up through you and get some control of the point, but will go down, but buys their team enough time to kind of push up on this point. So, I mean, it's pretty back and forth. DC Minutemen will seemingly get the better end of the stick in terms of the time, but you gotta also be thinking about P2, and that is something that's going to fall to Philly's advantage as of right now. Now, of course, this is Diamond, so DC Minutemen recognize the need to secure spawns. You'll see that number 2 try to do just that, but and they actually do it. They actually get spawns quite well. And yeah, this is actually kind of DC Minutemen's game to start, but Philly, so good on this Tuscan hardpoint, as we were saying. Going to be interesting to see how they bring this one back.
Yeah, I mean, good start for DC, right? I mean, they get that opening time on P1, and now get the spawns for P2. It's a good start for them. You see right with the kill there on point. DC continues to collect the time here for P2, and for Philly, obviously not the start you were looking for, but there goes 3 in the feed, and that'll help them. And now just player number 1 creeping in the back. He does get 1 kill, so maybe trying to look to see if he can find more. But right now, Philly do find their way onto the point and are going to collect some time here. Again, already looking to see too. It looks like players looking to get over to that P3. You see player number 5 Crash sneaking all the way in the back, trying to secure spawns. So again, tough start for Philly, but maybe the time to rally here. We're gonna have a big gunfight potentially going down on the other side of the map. There's Crash here with the kill, and now we're trying to see if he can find anybody else on the other side of the map for the spawns. He's got a lot of work to do here, but right now, Philly, again, just trying to do what they can to secure these spawns. He's going to have 2 players on him. He does get killed out, and it looks like, for the moment, DC will be in control. As I say that, though, the kills are going in the way of Philly. So Philly fighting well right now.
Philly fighting well right now. Under P2, like, that was really important scrap time that Philly almost secured, but one of the DC Minutemen just had the heads-up play to get that scrap time. But DC Minutemen now have brought the fight to P3 pretty well, but the scoreline is decently close, within 30, which isn't a very big lead in Tuscan. I mean, that's only half a point ahead, and, you know, Philly, the way they're playing, they're not going to let DC Minutemen get any easy points. So, I mean, if Philly manages to keep control of the scrap time all the way through, they might tie this game up. And there you go, a very, very clutch kill onto number 3, who is trying to make the P2 play and get that last scrap time. But Philly will get that last scrap time and keep it just about tied up here in Tuscan as we go into P4. And quite frankly, DC Minutemen have a pretty good setup here, but look at that number 5 in Crash, just trying to get spawns, not being able to do so. I want to see that Tuscan spawn fix, but it doesn't matter because Crash just goes right through the back and manages to get some DC Minutemen off, provides a good opportunity for the teammates to come in, but I mean, just right after that, DC Minutemen come back with the Sunny, and they have secured this P4 pretty darn well. Philly going to try to go after spawns again. It seems like this number 7 Gother will get it, but maybe too little too late to make anything happen on this hard point.
Yeah, maybe, but 25 seconds left on the clock. We'll see who can secure scrap time here. There's going to be Zipflix in the back trying to find, or Zyflix, excuse me, in the back trying to find the kill. And again, right now, Philly on the time, but as we head over to this P5, pretty close map so far. It looked for a while that DC had a strong hold over it, but coming back is the Philly Fighters. And you now see Crash trying to circle around, maybe catch the players off guard. We'll see if they're ready for it. But it is Crash with that Bolt that's been so popular coming up with a major. He does find 1. Now looking for help with his teammates, and there it is. What a great break is Crash. Going to find a few, and that is exactly what Philly needed. What a beautiful break from Philly. It's again, Crash coming from the back. Helps his team out, and now they are in control. Crash finds another one. Is on a 5 spray. Now looking for more. Finds another one. Can he get another one? Crash is absolutely popping off right now as he secures the glide bomb. And what a sequence for the Philly Fighters.
What a sequence for the Philly Fighters. I think that's why they're named Philly Fighters, quite frankly, because they will fight till the end. And now, Philly Fighters have a pretty decent lead, up here 20 points. That could expand to 40 if DC Minutemen let this point be, which it looks like they're apt to do. Philly, though, not only taking a solid P5, also taking on P1. They have 2 members on here. A DC Minutemen member just died there. And DC is going to flood this, but Philly has the setup for now. Number 7 and Goth are doing a great job of holding down the point for his team, but DC Minutemen seemingly will have it for now. Philly comes right in and gets 2 more crucial kills onto the point. And number 1 in Ray probably is going to be a problem for Philly, as he will come from behind, but no, gets shut down. Meanwhile, there's a teammate on the side of Philly, but I mean, they're happy with, if you're Philly right now, you're happy with how things are going for sure, as DC Minutemen can't even seem to get a second of kill time without having a challenge from the Philly member.
Yeah, again, it's been a really good run here for Philly. I mean, they had strung some kills together after a tough start, and now that is the thing. The thing of the past right now is just they're actually frying right now. Mercury finding a few of his own. That's been a couple players on streaks. I still believe they only have 1 glide bomb, but Mercury will try to find some kills here to try to get that himself. But right now, the fight is going on the other side of the map. Is we have a fight to secure spawn. He's going to collect the rest of his time. Now Boozy's with a kill in that P5 area. 1 player has snuck through though for DC Minutemen. That's Ray, and he will secure spawns for DC Minutemen. I don't know if Philly knows this yet. It's Ray. We'll find a kill on point. Stop that time, and we'll find another one as well. Some nice kills out of Ray, and that's going to be a little bit of blue in the feed. Kills going back and forth, and right now, again, good job by DC to clear those spawns. They will try to get this time. Boost is finding a kill, though, in the arches. So right now, DC is on the time as they look to pull this one back.
DC on the time as they look to pull this one back, but quite frankly, if you're DC, you're gonna have to live up to your name and get a full 60 on one of these hills if you don't want Philly to just continue their lead so far. Philly up about 60, gonna be more as soon as this hill is done, it seems, unless number 4 can get that final kill on the hill, which they will, but I mean, still not a great situation for DC Minutemen. Philly is set up for P3, and I mean, like I said, DC needs a full hold here. That's definitely possible on a map like Tuscan, but you're gonna have to work for it, especially with a roster as stacked as Philly has. DC Minutemen, though, talented on their own, going to make the heads-up play and push through Rouge, try to catch some of these members from behind, and there's nobody on the heady spot for Philly. Is that a DC Minutemen glide bomb? Oh my god, that's a Philly Fighters glide bomb. They kept members in the restaurant. That glide bomb must have curved right in there, but what a great glide bomb for them. DC, though, have taken advantage of their climb from behind and keeping this point mixy at least. If you're Philly, though, you got a solid 30 seconds off that. Again, that's all you really need to do point by point to win this game. DC Minutemen is going to have to, at the minimum, secure the rest of this hill time and have a very, very nice P4.
They do have the spawns for it, though, as they are going to make their way over there. So Philly will collect the rest of this scrap time and will be within 20 points of winning. DC will have to place a perfect card point to pull this one back. Let's see if they can do it. As the Philly players coming from the back, now looking for more. Does find another one. As Crash absolutely coming in, and that is a great kill as he secures it for Philly. Crash is absolutely frying right now with the Volk. Is this gun just making unbelievable rounds? He has on another 5, looking for more. Crash absolutely frying, and as that's happening, the point is going down for Philly as they look to close it out, and they will. 250 to 129. Philly showing their dominance here on hardpoint as they take a 1-0 series lead.
My god, what a map that was out of Philly. I mean, you start without the lead, quite frankly, by about 30, and you managed to bring it back not only
just beaten. So we will see if that happens, but we are jumping into this match here. And again, underway, and it's gonna have to be a regain here for DC. So we will see how this goes as first engagements coming in here in the search area, as it will be taken down. Robbie will be taken down here. And again, you know, tough start here, but they will regain and see what happens here on the search and destroy.
Yeah, if this is anything like Philly's last map, it is going to be a tough start, but, you know, they might find success nevertheless. So, Philly right now in a 3v4 against a DC Minutemen, as there will be some action going on around here, around this P5 area. DC is way stacked on this A side. They really are trying to force them to A, but Philly just kind of making that read, assuming they're going to be there, getting a nice kill over to the B bomb site, and well, they look like they have clearance to get this bomb down. Sox with a nice kill onto a DC Minutemen member. 3v2 now. The bomb will go down, and number 3 in Sox get some kills over that A side. Now at 2v1. This is a really great position for Philly to be in, as they will now only have to watch this bomb as Gother, the lone DC Minutemen member, the lone DC Minuteman, now all up to him to secure the round for his team. 2 Phillies right next to the bomb. This is going to be hard for Gother to pry them off, but that's a good start. Just a 1v1, but Gother doesn't have a ton of time left to get this bomb defused. Looks like he's going to try and hunt out around the bomb, but Zyplex just so smart, not going to give Gother anything. Gother knows he has to get on the bomb momentarily. Not quite enough time to do so. Zyplex watching down ramp, checking the bomb, and Gother, I think he's out of time, so just not able to secure the round for DC Minutemen as the bomb will go off.
Yeah, tense round to start here is, you know, it was, again, a little bit back and forth there, but good start out of both teams. And, again, we'll go into this next round. As I do apologize, the teams, for us, are switched, so we're going to try to battle through this. But, yeah, good start there. As we'll now see, it looks like Philly will be on the attack as we come in here. So, Gother will take this bomb. We'll go up to the top 5 here and see, again, maybe not. It's going to be an interesting play here. They got 2 players going over that well, opening floods coming in, making it a 3v3 situation to start here. Now an engagement as Boozy is going to find a player in this P5 area. And now, again, more gunfights going down. Is Ray going to find 2? Ray with a nice 2-piece there. And now it is all left up to Boozy. He's going to have to see if he can find anybody. Does get 1. And now looking to see if he can find anybody else here. Is now just 1 player left on the other side. Is they're going to have to find each other. But 1v1 situation here, Dust.
Yeah, 1v1 situation here. Philly versus DC, almost pretty much the same situation as the last time. It looks like DC's going to be looking towards his B bomb side. 1v1, Robbie on the side of Philly is going to have to clutch up, and if he does, bring his team up to a 2-0 lead in the map. But Boozy's, the GOAT, the Maui legacy member, is a smart player for sure, and well, Boozy's can be counted on to make the plays in these stressful situations. Boozy's going to get the bomb down on his A side. Robbie trying to play in the mid, trying to be in a position to look at both sides if he needs to. Now gets the intel that the bomb has gone down at A. Boozy's is kind of kiting around his bomb side, knowing that Robbie might make a fast defuse push. Boozy's checking the A bomb site, just kind of hounding around it. But Robbie is trying to find Boozy's anywhere that he can, but Boozy's just is not going to give him anything, but unfortunately makes the peak at the wrong time, and Robbie will get the defuse off in time and bring his team Philly up to a 2-0 lead in the S&D. And if you're Philly, you might be looking to change your franchise over from Philly to Tuscan Fighters.
Yeah, it's going to be again a back and forth start, but yeah, it's been a little bit interesting. It's been a tense first 2 rounds here, as both again, a couple key gunfights going around the map that are going to be you know, a tough situation. But it will be the DC Minutemen right now up to 2-0 as we go into this, as now they are on offense. So stuns and everything will be good on this P1 side. There's a couple kills again going off the front here. Crash now going to see if he can find the player on the train. As again, they're looking to pinch this, and they will find the kill. So now it's going to be last alive here. It's going to be Robbie all the way in the back of the map. Bomb down in a very bad position. Now he will have to retrieve that bomb and try to fight these Philly players. But look at this group up. We've seen this last week again, and that's exactly what they needed, is Philly take the round, and Philly's ability to group up on search and destroy is definitely something.
Yeah, Philly's ability to group up on Search and Destroy is definitely something, but the round will go to the DC Minutemen for now, so this will be a far more interesting map so far because of that. I really did not want to go up to 3-0. I want this to be a very dicey map. DC Minutemen from the last time I casted them, have a tendency to kind of let the other team run away with it, but then just bring it all the way back in around 11. So I wonder if they're going to repeat that performance here. DC Minutemen, though, on offense, going to start towards this A-bomb, and Philly really have all bases covered. 2 members in middle, 1 over by P5, and 1 backfield. That backfield member is, quite frankly, going to get pushed hard. Backfield member dies, but you also get a DC Minutemen member in the process. Now a 2v2, and now Philly knows bomb is around the A side. Number 5 in Crash goes through Church to try to make a quick diversion over towards B, but Philly reads that as soon as it happens. Robbie going around back B, trying to get a long sight onto maybe this bomb plant, but Crash is coming to meet him back here. I don't know if Robbie's going to see Crash, and Crash with that bulk will get that very important kill, and we'll get a second one. The DC Minutemen have brought this right back 2-2.
That gun is something, man. It is just it absolutely fries as Crash will find the kills there, and man, there's nothing much you can say. As again, we've seen it over the major with Spart and how it absolutely changed the landscape of Vanguard, and now we are seeing it again here. So again, just crazy ability here, but we are at a 2-2 scoreline as somewhat of a big round coming up here. Is again, the lead looks to change hands, but it will be the bomb will be going through this P5 side here, looking to see if anything can happen. Robbie does find the first kill, so the advantage in their way. And now you're starting to see if they can get a B push here, as it will be 2 players in the back coming on the flank. It is Crash, and he's been doing this before as well, as he's just been so good on the flank. Now looking for the players, now a couple players down. Trey's coming back and forth. Crash coming into the gunfight here. Now it will be Crash last alive, as he is in a tough situation. And that bomb may be going back over to the A side now.
Bomb may be going back over to the A side now. DC Minutemen will go over to the A side, and unfortunately, the last member will get cut down. And that will be a win for the Philly Fighters, who are actually the DC Minutemen. So a little bit of opposite day going on our screen. I think it's actually correct on stream. My bad. Anyway, we're going to just move right along.
This is tougher than you think to cast when this happens. So yeah, we apologize, but it will be DC Minutemen right now in front 3-2. And they are going to be on the defending side. And Philly now looking to get that offensive round here. So it looks like they are going to try to go over to the safe side. And that nade was an interesting one to say the least. But they are going to make their way over to A. And again, look how grouped up they are. Now they're going to make their way through backfield. And they have not had a gunfight yet. So if you're on the defending side here, you got to think what's going on here. As the first kill does end up coming in. And it'll be a situation here as Crash going to try to find the kills here, as again the bomb going back, and maybe now wrapping back to A, as maybe they think that that DC thinks you're going to B, but now we're going to have a gunfight in the field here as Crash again with that Volk trying to find the kills. But yeah, this is going back over to A, and interesting strat here from Philly.
Interesting strat here from Philly, who will be surrounding this A-bomb site. Oh man, I'm trying to get these names right. Philly will be on this A-bomb site, and DC Minutemen will be back church. A DC member goes down. One more DC Minutemen member left in the map. As I say that, Philly will get the bomb down. That's a nice snipe from Sox onto a Philly member. But Philly still has the advantage here. And Sox with the sniper is going to have to make some really, really incredible stuff happen over here. But unfortunately, Philly will take this round. And, well, it's a 3-3. It's a tie game. This might go to round 11.
Yeah, this is a map also that DC really, really wants and needs, because we've seen Philly, you've seen the hardpoint dominance, right? And Search and Destroy has been what DC has kind of relied on, to get them the win. So DC definitely don't want to drop this, and with this 3-3 scoreline, they're looking to get some round ones on the board here. It looks like the bomb will be going to that B side here. We should have an on this P5, and we will, as Ray does find 2 here. Over to this P5, now looking for another one. Ray with the 3-piece in the round. And they know where the last player is for the Philly Fighters, as he's in the top church area. He will look to find one, but he is shut down. DC takes the round, and that was a convincing one.
That was a convincing one. If DC takes this momentum, it might be lights out on this Tuscan S&D, but it's a little bit too early to start prophesizing about that, as they are only up one, and, well, Philly can just as easily bring this back to a tie game, and that's surely what they're going to be looking to do here on offense now. Uh, I wonder if one of these teams ever thinks to go B right off the rip. And, well, we might see that right now. No, sorry. We're still seeing an A. I was looking at the wrong team. But that A push on the side of Philly, it looks pretty clean. It doesn't look like DC is going to be able to see them if Crash decides to get this bomb down. As I say that, though, DC is rushing right through midpoint and actually just kind of flooding around this A point. Crash is in a little bit of a spot if they get caught, but, there you go. The fights happen, and it's a 3v1 in the side of DC, and ultimately DC brings us back up to a 5 versus 3. Very impressive bounce back out of them after a disappointing hardpoint on this map.
Yeah, like I said, a map that they really want and really need, so they will look to close it out here as it is match point for the DC Minutemen, as they will, again, look to close this out on the attacking side. So not as easy as it once was offensively, but again, they will see what they can do, as it is Ray, 10-5 on the side of DC. Really impressive stuff from him, and as you've seen, I mean, that three-piece in that round was amazing. But we do see the bomb going over to this B site, and it's open. I don't know if they're going to know this. Maybe we will see a quick plant, potentially. Sox does find the first. And now just these Philly players, again, trying to group up, trying to see if they can find the kills. But, again, this is free right now for DC as they are moving over to this B bomb. Again, they don't know, but all those Philly players are back. And Sox with another kill with the sniper, looking for another. Does get taken down, though. And just trying to get out with his life is Robbie. As, again, they had that site wide open. They don't take it, but now the fight's going in on this mid area. As it will be now a 2v2 situation and maybe a missed opportunity for DC.
Yeah, a 2v2 situation now, as a bomb will be planted on the side of B for DC, and now Philly has got to kind of attack this, and they got to push through mid, and they do that with style. Oh my god. Well, this is why I'm in bronze, but, Ray has a very particular situation of also needing to watch the bomb, which you can't do from that drop spot, but it doesn't matter because Ray just slays out and, wow, brings that to a DC Minutemen win, 2v1 clutch up. Wow, what an impressive showcase out of Ray right there.
That was clean out of him, as I have personally never seen that spot. I have a series here, as we will see, but it is going to be the DC Minutemen starting on this attacking side here, as it looks like it should be a traditional A push here to start. It'll be Ziplex here in the mid trying to find the kill, and does end up getting it on Boozies. So it is going to be a start here, as, again, kills coming in back and forth. And right now, a decent start for DC, as they will look to get some control of this A point and some control of the map.
Yeah, a decent start for DC, getting some control, and, well, control the name of the game here. DC getting some ticks over at A. Of course, the round 5 will be decided on ticks, so any tick you could get, you'll be happy to claim. Philly stopping this A push dead in its tracks so far, but DC not giving it up quite yet. There's still a player in Crash in mid that you have to deal with. Pushing up with Cinder Swan, who couldn't actually do some damage, but DC Minutemen making the smart plays, knowing exactly to watch the flank, and they ultimately do. Philly trying to get up on this point and up in DC's business, but just not able to do so right now, as Philly gotta be saying themselves, alright, that was a little bit of a rough A. We're down by 7, but hey, B is where we live. Let's do that one more time. Let's rack up these lives back to at least even, and let's just make a stand here.
Oh, it's going to be Mercury there with the 2-piece, as it was a flank trying to come in, but he shuts that down right away, and just like that, it will be 4 down. So now, DC will have to regroup here, as Boozy's now in this P5 area, looking to back this team up, and again, 2 down, so Philly, again, looking to get this map pressure, but we do have a player coming from behind. That's going to be Zipflix. As he does find the kill. And now maybe DC has the clearance to move up here, as they are going to try to go through this P5 area, looks like. A couple players down for Philly. They will be able to get through. So now Philly has to be wary of this flank here. Again, it's going to be Zyplik in the back of the map, looking for any kills he can get. So yeah, it is again a decent start. But as I say that, Philly just coming back with the kills, and right now they look like they are in control. The lives, they do even it up as well. So Philly in a good position.
Philly in a great position right now. They managed to bring the lives back, which is exactly what you want to do to relieve some pressure. Only down by 1, but I mean, keeping DC Minutemen quite away from where they want to be. Now, you have DC Minutemen all bunched up on the A side of the map, with Philly just take the angles to kind of prepare for this oncoming attack, and take the angles they will. Mercury, fortunately, goes down in the back of the map, but Philly has the intel. They know where DC is. Lives practically even for all intents and purposes, but Philly actually, as I say that, takes the lives back down to a lead. Tie now, but Philly has all the complete map control right now. 13 seconds on the clock. DC Minutemen is going to have to do something. You see number 2 and Robbie try to do exactly that and stand on the point, at least freeze the clock so their teammates can get on the point. But Philly is going to collapse on it. DC is going to have to look at all the correct angles. They don't manage to get any time off that B hill, unfortunately for them, and it looks like Philly will protect the defense in a very strong second half out of them.
And all things considered for Philly, right? Like, that's a really good round. You don't allow any ticks on that B zone after A got captured really quickly. So yeah, that is a win for Philly in my book, and now they will look to obviously go on offense and get that A zone and get some ticks onto that B side, and obviously looking to capture it. But just getting those ticks is so valuable going forward for that round 5. And looks like they're gonna go to this B site, which I like. I like the switch up here, and they are not going to expect it, as Philly has full clearance right now to go to this B, and now maybe realizing it is DC, is they're going to have to look to come over. But Philly going to maybe stack this point here, and again, just try to at least get a tick. That would be huge for them, as the kills are coming in also for Philly. As again, they're just trying to stack this point up. It's going to have to be DC to get back on, but the progress is going fast here, as again, a great play call here from Philly. It does eventually get shut down, but you have a couple ticks on that point. Philly is in really good shape right now.
Yeah, what a heads-up play out of Philly to go to that B site. The other team doesn't always expect it, but now if you're Philly, you're in a situation where you get this 1 tick at A, which looks like they're going to do with ease, and now you're tied for ticks on DC already, and that's just with the easier point only having 1 tick. But it seems like A is going to just be completely captured. Not if DC has anything to say about it. They will stop that capture right at the goal line and manage to save a tick for now on A, but Philly just going to wrap back to B, seemingly pass by this mid-map area, look into it, but really sight set on B and try to get that final tick, which would be so huge for a team that's already up in ticks across both rounds. Gothard gets on the point, unfortunately gets cut down, and Philly lights out pretty much on the map. But in the meanwhile, A's pretty much cleared. They could just kind of take this. DC's going to have to rush through mid to try and get a foot on there, but Philly has their entire team capturing that hill. They're not going to let DC get it quite so easily, and there you go. Philly now only 1 tick to go to get a very clutch offensive win.
Yeah, what that would do, but again, just being in the position to already have 2 ticks on that offense is going to go a long way for them. But again, Philly obviously would love to get a win here on offenses. That would just be so crucial for them. They are going to be down a life here, and lives are dwindling pretty quickly, as 14 and 13 in the lives count. As I'm dropping on the back tank here and try to see if we can find these Philly players. Coming around the back, there is going to be some blue in the feed here, and wow, Ray with a nice kill as well. And that is going to be 4 down for the Philly fighters, and they will have to regain here probably for 1, maybe 2 more pushes, but it's going to have to be fast. So Stock's just in this mid area, picking off Crash. Now looking for more, and does find it again with that Volk. I'm going to keep saying that this gun is absolutely frying, as we've seen a couple of them out on this map. We'll see here, as again, Philly, maybe one more push at this, as they are going to try to move over to this point from this P5 area. And now we see Mercury with the kill. Now looking for more, as he does get on point here, and now the kills are coming in for Philly. Now maybe another player trying to get on this, and Stock's now trying to come to the rescue. Gets 1, can't get the next. No respawns remaining here. they are going to try to maybe, again, one more push at this, but Ray shutting it down as we speak, and now just 2 lives left for the side of Philly, and what was a really good push maybe coming to an end, but no respawns remaining on the side of DC as well, as the kills coming in, and DC will eventually take that round, but Philly, good round out of them, and they set themselves up for the rest of the map.
Yeah, that was an incredible round out of Philly. I mean, there was a minute there where A was just captured and there's only 1 tick left in B, where DC has to kind of look around and ask themselves, uh-oh, is this really about to happen? But props to DC, they clutch up, they defend the point. They were only 1-4 down away from losing that defense round, but DC managed to get it done. And there you go. Look at DC taking a play out of Philly's book, but being out of Philly's book, Philly is going to be able to read that book. Zyplex gets a very important kill on the patio, but will get cut down in radio. Philly knows what's about to happen here because they just did it. DC attacks this B point, but not really having the control to push up onto it just yet. Philly also has an eyeball on A as well, but they just kind of know that DC is going straight for this point, and I mean, it just takes a few seconds for Philly to just circle around the point and get some very, very clutch kills. When all is said and done, Zyplex will be around B, but can't really push up onto it until they're sure that Philly is not there at all. But there you go. Gother gets the last member at B. Now DC Minutemen looking towards A to make a stand here.
As they will look to collect this point, as 49 seconds on the clock. When they will do get this, they will have about a minute 39. Kills coming in there. Gother trying to shut that down right away. And Boozy's now from the back does find 2. And not so quick as Philly going to respond here. And they still need 1 point on the side of DC. So they will look to get that as Sox now trying to find kills and does get 2. So now it's going to be, again, they do have some presence here over at B. And that looks like where they're going to go is if they can get some ticks here, this would make things interesting. Now Philly has to rush over there, but the kills are going right now in the way of DC Minutemen. Boozy's going to find 1, try to find another, but he's going to be chopped down. This is somewhat of a scary situation right now for Philly, as they're going to try to clear this point. But a couple of ticks do go in for the side of DC, but they are running out of time as they do look to get on this A point now. And now it's going to be Sox trying to see if they can find anybody pushing in. But yeah, it's been back and forth. Like, you think Philly's in control, and then DC comes right back as they do get A point. Now got a minute and 25 to go capture B.
Yeah, now they gotta capture B. This is a pretty similar situation to what we saw last round. Philly now not keen to let DC get an offensive win here. But, I mean, we talked about how important Philly's 2-tick advantage going into this round was going to be, but DC Minutemen has responded very greatly. And, you know, if this goes to, well, into round 4, DC will be up, will be up by about 3, but assuming they can hold Philly only to 1 point, I mean, that's only what DC's going to have to do to get a comfortable round 5 defense. So, I mean, this is a very good job out of DC to bring it to this last and final take, just like Philly was able to do. But, you know, tied lives here. Philly protecting their point for now. DC only has about 1 or 2 final pushes. If they go quickly, DC Minutemen probably keen to get a quality push rather than a quantity of pushes, though. But Philly know exactly where to expect them. Looking right at this P5 entrance, Ray knows it. He's not going to step out. And, well, there you go. You get the crucial kill to break through, but there's another Philly member gets a very nice 2-piece. The rest of the DC Minutemen are in P5, and there you go. Mercury will cut them down. DC Minutemen scrambling through the front to try to get a final push onto this hill, but 2v6, only 2 DC Minutemen left. Philly will clutch up and defend the defense in a similar fashion to DC defending their last tick on B last round.
Yeah, good plays out of Philly there to shut it down at the end. And, you know, if you're DC, that wasn't terrible. You make it so that, you know, if Philly does capture this A point and gets nothing on B, then, you know, then it comes down to kills, which I still think, honestly, would be in the way of Philly. So it will probably have to be a DC Minutemen round 5 offensive win to win this map, but we will see what happens. So this is going to be Philly now on this point, trying to capture the save point. And DC, it looks like they're just waiting for the players in mid to be able to get over so they can finish this. And there's also a player coming to the back. He's again on the flank. I feel like I've been saying that all game. He's going to try to find some kills here on the hill And right now, it was a pretty decent effort there for DC to try to get that back. But now you see two Philly players on this B point. They're going to stack this. And all those DC players are on the other side of the map, so they do have some clearance to get some ticks over here. And the kill feed right now is all yellow. As they already got that A point, that B point is going. Only one player on it as of right now, as Gother with the multi-kill in the feed. And now this is still going. I mean, DC's got to get over there. Is Philly going to win this here? DC trying to get this one last push together. All the kills coming in a ramp. They do get on the point and try to flush this out as a glide bomb does come in. Contest still in, though, as Robbie trying to find these kills on point. They find them, and they survive for the moment. But Philly only one tick away and plenty of lives in their advantage.
Philly only one tick away and plenty of lives in their advantage, but one thing they did manage to win in this round, even if they lose it, is they've secured defense for round 5. And really, in a round 4, that's the best, or that's all you can ask for. That's all you want out of that round. Surely, Philly would love to take the win here, but knowing they have that defense is surely going to give them an extra pep in their step, quite frankly. But DC Minutemen making sure that it actually does go to that round 5 and holding this point very well. Philly is going to have a pretty nice pinch here, but DC might be picking up on it momentarily as number 2 and Robbie might catch one of these players. No, one of these players catches them. Number 5 and Crash able to get that crucial kill in secret, and there you go. That's 3 down for the DC Minutemen. 3 more spawning in. Number 4 is the only one close to it, but Philly, they take that advantage, they get on the point, and they secure a strong offensive win to take the map and take a 2-1 lead in the series.
Yeah, Crash again with that Volk gets that triple kill on that point there, and they were able to capture it.
Might be one where like your very tactical, steady, traditional COD brain might come to play, and you know, we know Philly from their time on Maui definitely have that muscle. So I'm excited to see how this goes. And well, look at Crash starting out on the palm tree with that very nice spot. Gother will be raising hell here on P1, but really no solid time here so far. Both teams kind of surrounding it, and DC will actually slay out and get some pretty solid map control on that P1 side. Philly just gonna rush and get some kills in the middle, but they have to attack the point, and there you go. Gother gets a solid kill there. DC Minutemen 4 down all around Red Tower now. Only about 20 seconds left on this point. You don't want Philly to get the rest of it, but you surely don't want to have a bad start on P2. But it looks like DC Minutemen, just by virtue of being completely slayed out by Philly, just gonna have to look at this P2 right now.
They do, and it is Robbie right now, 4-1 for the side of DC, as he's just been absolutely frying, as he's looking for more. Does get taken down though, but pretty decent start for Philly as they will collect some of that opening time. But right now it is DC on the point, and now Philly will have to break this. It is Gother with his teammates now looking to come in and get some kills. And he's going to find one, Crash is finding the other. Crash does get taken down though, but back and forth there on this P2. And the other thing you have to think about is those P3 spawns as well. As P3 is one of those really tough points to break, so we'll see if DC is kind of setting up that wall to make sure Philly doesn't get through. But I mean, as that's happening, Philly is collecting this opening, this time on P2. So yeah, and the kills are coming in their side as well. So great stuff out of them. And again, we will see if the players are going to try to slant over to that P3 side. But right now, they just have ring control. Looking to see Mercury, looking to see if he can find a way. Crash with 2 Ps in the feed. But right now, a really good start for Philly. We'll have to see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, really good start for Philly. I mean, if you're DC, the bad news is you're down by 50. But the good news is you do have spawns right now, and you can definitely make something out of that. P3 can be a money hill if you play it correctly, and all DC needs is a money hill to get right back into this game. Philly going to be kind of congested here on P1 as number 6 and Robbie going to do everything he can to stall, but PC1 just falls to Philly in record time, and DC is now going to have to attack P1 from the front while also keeping a guy on point. But looks like Philly is going to get clearance here to kind of pinch this number 5 player in Ray. But you know, anything could happen here, and Ray gets the very crucial kill on P3 and is holding that point with quite honestly in anger. But Philly manages to get the last 20 seconds or so of this point. If you're DC, you don't love to see that scrap time go the way of Philly's side, but you did a pretty good job. You did what you needed to do. Now, let's regroup and get over to P4.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you just kind of needed a money hill to get back in this game, and they sort of got that. But as you said, I mean, the scrap time going in the way of Philly is tough, and Philly is also set up for this P4 point, which again, consider another money hill, is Boozy's looking to find a couple kills, and he does. As Boozy's was on the killing streak before he is taken down, but again, Philly just sitting on this time right now, soaking it off, and has the spawns. And DC really needing something to happen here, is they just need to find a way to get in. But right now, Philly is shutting them out, not happening. There's going to be one player on the contest here, just again trying to get in, trying to play his life. He will eventually get taken down. And again, Philly just with a stronghold here on this point. I mean, DC does spawn behind, but like, how good is that at this point? Is they are going to get the remaining 20 seconds. So, you know, having said that, they are going to, again, collect most of the scrap time. And not even that, as it looks like a couple people are going to come down. But now we're going to have some gunfights over here for this P5. But right now, I mean, Philly is doing everything they need to, and they are in firm control right now.
Yeah, Philly is in firm control. It seems like P1, P2, and P4 have been money hills for Philly, and DC is going to have to catch up quite quickly if they don't want to let this match get too far away from them. But Philly is working on doing exactly that. Another very strong hold on P5. This might be another money hill for them, but DC is spawning in the back there. The number 2 player in Mercury's left to fend for themselves, but DC, having the spawns and having the gunny, is able to get a very solid kill and kind of gain some ground here. But Philly still has a point so far. Number 5 in Ray will step on the point, but has to look out for number 1. There you go, Philly not going to let these points be given up. DC Minutemen have the spawn. They're right there, but Philly simply literally will not let them round the corner onto the point. And Philly getting that very important time there, also not sacrificing P1 to do it. They have the setup for P1 on this new rotation. Philly is just playing this map absolutely perfectly so far.
Yeah, I could not agree more, as they are just putting DC to the test right now. DC is definitely going to have to do something special to bring this back, but I mean, as you said, Philly is just absolutely getting the kills they need to, and just not letting DC, I mean, even get a step on time, and DC has to regroup very fast here, as it is slipping away from them. Philly surpassing the 183 mark here, as they're looking to get up to that double century mark, but DC does get a couple kills and does get the time, but again, the kill is coming back. Again, DC now... it was in control there for a second, but the kill comes in, and now Philly again looking to secure the rest of the scrap time. And if you're DC, you just can't have that happen right now, as with a couple seconds left, we're now going to head over to that P2.
Yeah, we're now going to head over to that P2, but DC Minutemen have to play beyond the perfect HOD to bring this back. Philly is just looking absolutely dominant with a 150-point lead on Gavitu of all maps. Man, Philly really came into play on this map. Crash now looking to get into this point, but DC Minutemen actually have locked it down pretty well, looking from mid and looking from top boat a little bit there, but Philly just walking right in as soon as they get clearance, and it's going to be very mixy as DC is all around this point, but Philly manages to survive quite well on a time despite that. And, well, DC Minutemen keep going for this hill. One thing you have to consider is DC Minutemen do have spawns for P3, so they could kind of rush, but Philly might look to secure those spawns and take them away from DC. DC, though, looking at all the right spots. Philly can win it here, but they could bring it to what, within 15 points? And, well, with how break-heavy Philly has been and how successful they've been with that, I have no doubt that, well, Philly has a good chance of ending it here on P3.
Yeah, I mean, they are just, again, they have a strong hold on this map right now, and they are not looking to throw it away anytime soon, as Boozy's continues to fry on this map. He's 25 and 14. He's absolutely been the MVP right now for the Philly Fighters, as right now DC with the time on this P3, I mean, they essentially need a full 60 here to really get themselves back into this game, as Philly only a few points away, as they are going to try to look to break in here, but right now, DC doing a decent job to shut them out, and Sox is on a spree here, looking for more, and does find, so one off the glide here, looking to see if they can find it if they do get taken down. So, you know, right now, DC, I mean, they're doing what they need to potentially get back into this, but, you know, P4 is right around the corner, and Philly is in control of that hill right now.
Yeah, Philly is in control of that hill right now. DC has put up a great fight here on P3. They actually did pretty well on this hill last rotation too, but if you remember, P4 was kind of a smoke show going the way of Philly, so DC is not going to be able to let history happen or history repeat itself again if they want to take this map away from Philly. But Philly, very strong here. You see DC Minutemen push up through cliffside, but 2 goes down, and Philly spawning there, spawning right there. There you go. DC Minutemen, all members go down and are being spawned P1 side. They may have one final push for this map, for this series, and ultimately for their diamond season in them. But Philly, 4 seconds away. The last member that could do anything is Zyplex. DC will get spawns, but it's just not quick enough. Philly win the map 250 to 138 and send DC home, and will advance in the Diamond Division winners bracket.
Yeah, and they have a tough test coming up as they're going to be playing the Sin City Slayers, but you know, great stuff out of them.